Hey guys, we are back working on my 1953 Ford F100 cab. We've made some good progress getting some floors put in this thing. A little bit of fiber fill to seal up the welds here where we've been working on this dome. And we've got another patch pretty much ready to weld in down here. In today's video, I want to start working on this section of floor. This is going to be a little bit complicated because we've got some openings and some odd shaped ribs that we're going to have to figure out how to put in there. And we got some shape that's going to have to go in here that isn't really there right now. Kind of sort of like that. Follow along. Let's see what kind of progress we can make on this thing. We'll see if we can get something that looks like a decent floor in the driver's footwell. Thanks for watching. A lot of this floor doesn't look that bad from this side. We've got a few pinholes and whatnot. Like this part looks really good where I've cleaned it with the laser welder, laser cleaner. But the other side, not so much. This truck had the windows broken out of it for about, I'm going to say 22 years. And there was carpeting on the floor and water got in there and sat in the carpeting. And I'm sure that that is a good part of the reason we're seeing all this Swiss cheese. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to make a template of this, this floor pan here. And then we are going to try and make something that looks very similar to it out of sheet metal. Over there I have a surplus to my needs metal cabinet that's got about the right thickness of sheet metal. So we use it to make a patch panel, similar to what we did here. Let me get some template paper set up here so that we can start laying out what we've got to start with. And I'll bring you guys back in a few minutes. I've got the parchment paper kind of held up here with some magnets. Obviously, I don't want to disconnect this bolt that's holding the cross piece for the rotisserie in place from the body mount, because that would probably make things fall over. Although I guess I could put a jack stand under there and support the cab. Maybe I'll do that when I go to put the floor in place. But for now, we'll start laying things out here. So basically, I think we just want to get some approximate locations for all these ribs. I don't know that we necessarily need to make this perfect. As close as possible I'd like, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Basically, we want to make sure that the floor is as stiff as it needs to be. Obviously, we've still got a few little holes in the lip of the transmission cover here. And I don't know how well that shows up, but pretty good hole there that we'll have to fix. But that is minor compared to having to recreate this whole lip. I think we're in decent enough shape here that we can reuse it. Let me put you on a stand and I will start drawing out some of what we've got to work with here, and we'll see how it looks when we're done. Well guys, what do you think? That should be pretty close to what we need. I'm wondering if there shouldn't be another one of those like right in here, but it doesn't appear to be any sign there ever was one. Of course, the floor is kind of rotted out there, but I don't know. We'll see how stiff everything is once I get it all put together. If we need to put another one of these ribs in, further forward, we always can. I've made this flange a little on the heavy side. It doesn't actually stick out that far, probably only about 3/4 of that distance, but we can always adjust that after we're done. And obviously I've marked where the start of the taper is into the bottom of the groove. So And this is for the brake master cylinder access, and this is for the top of the fuel tank. So I think we've got something we can work with here. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just got to be close. If I wanted perfect, I'd order in the panel, but what fun is that? I want the challenge of making it. Let me get this template off of here, and we can start looking at cutting things out. Well guys, what do you figure? Does it kind of look like what we need? I think we're fairly close. Did end up with just a little bit of a cut here. Not a problem, we can weld that up. I think I'm going to leave this front just a little bit on the long side. It has to bend up, and I'm not sure how that is all going to fit together. Obviously, we couldn't measure up in this top corner because of the cross piece, and that is going to cause us some issues. But I will take a crack at putting that together. I think we're fairly decent across the top here. I kind of deflected the sheet a little bit when I was putting it together, because there's a taper to the cab. Let me lay all of this out. The key that we got to remember here is that this needs to go down into the piece, so might have to flip some stuff over here and make it work, because right now I think we're upside down. Anyways, I think we've got a proof of concept happening here, and I will bring you back when I've got these lines transferred over onto our piece of steel. There we go. We're kind of roughed out to where we need to be. Lines aren't necessarily perfect, but they're close enough. I'm going to have to fix up my press brake, because none of the fingers are installed at the moment, and we'll see if we can break this front edge into place, and then we'll start seeing if we can do some flow forming on this and get these ribs all pounded in. I'll bring you back when I've got some more progress to show you. Well guys, I've been doing a little bit of thinking on this, and we can probably do this using that flow forming technique. Most of this is getting cut out. This will be shrunk to bend it over. These we can pound in with the flow forming, but this, and I got another one basically the same shape right here, similar to this but opposite. And we've got this corner, and then we've got another corner similar on the other side. That is not going to be something easily formed with the flow forming. A few years ago, I picked this thing up, and I've never even taken it out of the box. Certainly is it's certainly not going to be the end-all be-all of bead rollers. I bought it with the intention of doing a bunch of modifications to it. But maybe this thing will work well enough for us to make this floor pan. Let me get this thing strapped down to the vise, which is just under there, and we'll do a little setup on it. We'll see how it's going to work. Maybe this will do the job. I do have all of the, or you know, I think all of the parts in necessary to do like a motorized version of this. I've got a 12-volt electric winch, power supply, you know, all that stuff. Mad Ginger Customs did a really good job of electrifying one of these in a couple of videos that he did. So if I think of it, I'll throw a link to his videos down below if you want to see more. At some point, we'll be doing that as well, but not today. Well, let's get this thing set up basically as it's supposed to be, and we'll see how it's going to work. We've got something that should be pretty close. These are offset, I guess, jog rollers, and I've got probably a little bit more than 1/8, maybe 3/16 of an inch between this face and this face. And we got a piece of scrap metal. Let's run it through and see what it does. Whew. Oh, it almost looks like we could be just a little bit tighter. Try that. I don't think that did anything. That looks better. And that's about the right depth. Let me take you over by the truck and we'll see what it looks like. I don't know how well that shows up, but this was the last one that we did. And here's what we have to work with. I think that'll do. And we can probably even make these with the bead roller. With some of those, just the half round beads. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to do just kind of a last sanity check because the distance from here to here is kind of critical. So we want to make sure that we've got this. The rest of this is just kind of off on its own. It's not going to be a big deal. But this has to tie into, although we're going to replace this because it's full of holes too. So we'll just make this, and whatever we end up with here, we'll make sure that we replicate it in this piece when we go to make it. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Hopefully you guys can see that. I have never used a bead roller before this, so who knows what we're going to get. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be a pain to do solo. I'm pretty happy with that. That turned out really good. Yeah. Continue on. Oh, guys, a little bit of tappy tap in these ends, and I think they're better. They're not necessarily perfect, but they're better than they were. This is just a floorboard after all. I'm going to take the die grinder and try and buzz this and this out. This is the opening for the to get at the top of the fuel tank, and this is the opening for the master cylinder. The top of the fuel tank, kind of important, I guess. Certainly easier than dropping the tank if you got to get at it to pull the sending unit out or to get at the electrical connection or anything. And absolutely we need to be able to get at the master cylinder. So I'll do a little time lapse here. We'll try and buzz these out and see how it's going to look. Well, guys, what do you think? Obviously, this needs a little bit more massaging, but not much. It's got a little bit of a going on to the floor, but I think when we go to weld that in, that'll all settle down. I'm really happy with how this has come together. Now, of course, it's not welded in yet. That's the next step. But I think this is where we're going to end this one. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. I think we're celebrating here. This is really nice. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Considering this is the first time I used a bead roller, I'm very happy. Yeah, a little bit of wandering going on here, but yeah, don't look at that too close. This is going to be under insulation and under carpeting, and you're never going to see that. If you got this far in the video, give me a thumb up, give me a like. If you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you come back. We got lots more of this kind of work going on, and we'll catch you guys in the next mess. Thanks for watching.